Hello everyone, my name is Wajiro Mureithi of WINENJIRU Exclusives, and here we are on the Conversations with WINENJIRU, interviewing different stakeholders in the wines and spirits space, hearing about their journey and getting insights into doing business in Kenya. Today we are in Kiambu County, and we are privileged to have for the first time a mother and daughter team. We have Jane and Judy of Galina Kenya. Welcome, ladies.
Thank you.
Always such a pleasure to hang out with you, and you're always looking lovely.
Thank you so much. Thank you, Anjiro.
Yes. So this is the first time we've had a mother and daughter team, and I think we're really privileged. So I'm sure there'll be an interesting twist in terms of the dynamics of working like that.
Yeah.
But then before we begin, perhaps, before wine, what were we doing? Or were you born into this business?
No, of course we are not born into this business. We've been doing other things. I've been farming, and at one time I was a secretary, as a secretary to the directors, the board of directors, and other things.
Okay.
Yeah. For
for
me, gosh, interesting. I did my undergrad in journalism. So I was a journalist. I am told you never stop being a journalist. So here I am. I was also, well, we still do a lot of supply biasharas.
Okay.
So yeah, we're still doing that on the side
You're
with
still doing that on
wine.
the side.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
so maybe you should come to this chair.
I
and
know, right?
interview us
Yeah.
because it clearly runs in the family, right? Your brother is doing a lot of media.
Yeah, he's doing
and I know
media
you're
as well.
involved with another media house as well.
Yeah.
Okay, great. Farming, what were you farming?
Basically fruits. Yeah, maize and beans. Just the normal.
Just the normal. Avocados, please.
Avocados.
Avocados, of course.
Here.
Yeah.
So
Yes.
I love farming.
Yes.
Yeah.
I always say wine people always get into these businesses differently. I mean, I was a civil servant myself. A lot of people don't know. So where did the idea of Galina come? In fact, what does Galina mean? I've actually always wanted to ask that.
Yeah.
Actually, the name Galina is a fashionist. I got it from a fashionist. I was just looking for a nice name.
Okay.
And it's actually a lady who is, her style and all that. So
Yeah,
I thought,
fashionista.
why not? Yeah.
And you two have a lot of stuff.
Oh, thank you. Gosh, the compliments.
Always. Because we have to give you your flowers and you're still alive. So that is
True.
Lots
Yeah.
of people would agree as
We
well.
welcome them.
Yes.
Thank you.
So when did the company start and what has been that process like?
We started the company in 1994. That's when it was. That's when we registered. But of course, it's been a journey since. A lot of things going back and forth. But the business of wine we started in importing in 2012.
Okay.
Yeah, I got a friend who told me about it, that there are wines that are coming from South Africa, and there's market in Kenya. So that's how it's all started. Of course, with like a pallet or two, and then here we are.
Yeah, wow. So 94 to 2002, what were you doing then? Was it still in the liquor space?
No, I was doing other things. As she said, I was doing a bit of supplies here and there.
Okay.
And of course, as before then, I was working for corporate insurance.
Okay.
So I was the secretary in the board of directors. So I was busy. Actually, yeah. I was so busy. I was doing so many things at the same time.
At the same
But
time.
of course, I'd got to look for something to do. Yeah.
Okay. So you're told about the opportunity in wine. Were you a wine drinker before? You used to buy from other people, you couldn't get what you wanted? Or it was really just a business opportunity of I can make money from this?
It was actually a business opportunity that presented itself at that time. So I took it on, Yeah. Okay. Here we are.
Here we are.
So many years later.
And when did you join the company?
Yeah, okay. So first, I've always been a wine lover.
Okay.
Always. So, but at that time, we'd only buy, or rather, we'd take what mom and dad would bring to the house. That's what we started with because we couldn't afford. That's where your wines went to. But yeah, so I've always loved wine, and of course, when mom started importing, that time she used to import one brand at the time, but it was one brand that had a variety of them. Yeah, and I had just now finished my master's degree. I did international business.
Okay.
And when I was done with that, I felt like, okay, she first gave me a challenge to try and list that wine somewhere.
Okay.
Yeah, so in that whole process, I was successful in listing the product. And I was like, wow, this looks like fun. when we finished, when I was done with my master's, that's when I decided to join the company, and we took it up from there. So we started now listing a couple of other brands. That's when we decided to venture into European wines. So that's when we listed from Spain, Italy, and the list goes on and on and on. Yeah, never looked back.
Never look back.
Yeah.
Okay, so you get some people get CBC challenges at home. You get a practical business challenge.
Yeah.
So you had to list the brand in a hotel. a
Yeah, it was
supermarket,
actually in a restaurant. So a friend of mine, okay, this restaurant was in the UN, and a friend of mine was the manager there. So one of the days I went to visit, I just told him, by there, I have these wines I'm bringing in from South Africa. And he was very interested. He was like, oh, interesting. Okay, why don't you bring some samples? I think the day I took him the samples, he listed the next day. And that was actually a very big order at the time. Yeah, so I was like, let's do this.
Let's do this.
Yeah.
It's as easy as it sounds.
Imagine, and I was also a customer that time. I used to buy a lot of the wines that time. So me and my friends, because my friends are also wine lovers, we'd always buy the 5 liter. That's the one we knew.
Okay.
And again, it was affordable for us, and we'd really enjoy. So my friends right now are also wine lovers. I've kind of brought them on board.
You cannot-
good quality wine now.
You cannot be a wine person without having a community of
Of
wine
course,
lovers
around you.
Of course, there are those who take advantage,
Yeah.
and then there are the ones who actually build your business.
Yeah.
So getting even the companies that you're going to represent in Kenya, how difficult is that? Take us through that process. You talked about the first or second pallet. How did you actually meet them and convince them that, I'm from this place and I want to bring your wines, let me be your representative?
Okay, actually we were just talking on email. We
Wow.
actually started with on email, and then of course I asked for samples, which I got. They came through DHL. I remember I paid a lot of money. I actually paid I think 40,000
Wow.
on. I think there were just 2 cases of assorted wines. And it was actually a lot of money that time, to pay just 40,000 for a new business that we actually don't even know where it will go.
And it's for
But it was-
samples that are supposed to be
so-
free.
but it was worth it. Yeah, so I introduced the same samples to, of course, even my friends,
Yes.
family. As she says, some were taken by her,
Bought.
her friends,
Bought.
all bought.
We bought.
Yes, so that's how it started.
Okay.
Yeah.
So over email, then you
Yes, over
execute.
email, and then the execution, and then of course the implementation.
Okay.
Yeah, and selling from one bottle to now what we're doing.
Okay. Volumes. Would you tell us about those numbers?
Not
So when do you actually then maybe go and actually visit the producer in their country?
Yeah.
Or did you do business a lot without actually having visited them? Because we always assume people go and visit, get the product from source and then bring
Yeah.
it over. When did you actually get to go to the supplier and see their vineyard, or at least experience the
we
wine
actually
estate?
this particular exporter. We didn't get to meet at all until
Wow.
WASA took us there.
Okay.
For the Cape Wine in 2018.
Wow.
Yeah, that was like 6 years later.
6 years later, my goodness.
Yeah.
That is quite something.
Yeah.
And I mean, there's a level of trust, there's a level of, on both sides,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah,
Because
yeah,
I'm
yeah.
trusting
You
in
don't
your
even
product
know
and
who
I'm
that is.
selling,
Yeah.
and just keeping the business going on, knowing that whatever you're receiving is good.
Yeah.
Like now we had to pay upfront, everything upfront, and then you pay for the duties, all
Yes.
that. It was a lot of trust.
Very, very
Because you send money and you don't really know whether you'll get even the quality that you paid
That
for.
you paid for. Sure. So within the operations right now, how do you divide the roles between yourself and the rest of your team?
Okay, so
That's why she comes in.
yeah. Oh, and then just to add on what she said about the producers, after she was working with this one brand that she started with, now for us to expand to the other brands, she first visited Germany for the Provine.
Okay, yes.
In 2018.
Okay.
That's when now she met, I think actually like 5. I think we were having talks with like 5 producers, because now in Provine, that's where all the wine producers,
Exactly, okay.
winemakers, everyone in the wine industry in the world, that's where they come together. And we have an opportunity to interact with them. So at that point, I remember I just started working with her. You see, I was only 1 year old in the company.
Yes.
She brought me all these emails, brochures, portfolios, watches, like, contact these guys and bring this wine here. Yeah, like make sure you talk to them. And now we did the same process. She told me, okay, start with the samples. So she really mentored me. And after that, she was like, okay, in the deep end, do your thing,
Thing. Wow.
yeah, and that's how we ended up with all these brands. So yeah, visiting, you have to visit. Traveling, it comes with a job. You have to go out there, also see, are these wine producers legit? What's the scope of their business? Do they actually have a cellar? Because again, many of them, as you know, also purchase wine from others.
others,
Yeah,
exactly,
yeah.
yes,
So you might think they have their own, but really, that's not the case. Yeah, yeah. What was the other question?
Sorry, how do you divide the roles now?
Yeah,
You were thrown
divide.
into the deep end.
Yeah.
Does that mean that now you took the role, you took over the company operations? Someone still has an overseeing role. Yes. Your other siblings are involved in one way or another, I'm not sure.
Well, okay. Well, I still work under her very well, but she's also just let me to learn on the, along the way.
Yes.
She's let me do my thing.
Okay.
So of course, I'll still go to her a lot for advice. She knows so much about this industry, so I'd still call her and be like, okay, now what do we do here? What do you think? This is a challenge we faced. How do we tackle that? But yes, we have a team around us. I'm the one who deals with the importation. So
Okay.
I do the whole process from getting the invoice from the supplier, the pro forma, sending it to the shippers for the IDF, inspection, COC. I deal when it comes to Kenya, I'm the one who deals with the clearance company.
Okay.
And right now we're working with a very, very good company, Eculine Worldwide, and we have a very good working relationship with them. So they actually do door to door. So from the supplier all the way, shipping, when it gets to Kenya, clearing, and now delivering to where we are right now.
That sounds like
Yeah.
a very heavy operational, logistical.
Yeah, it's a lot.
Process,
It's a
okay.
lot, but we also have a good team behind us. We
Okay.
have our accountant, Fresher. She does a very good job. So she also helps me with the importation because sometimes it gets a bit crazy. So she helps me with following up. Okay, now we've applied for inspection. What's going on? Following up also because the inspection up until last month used to be done at country of origin.
Okay.
So there's a lot of back and forth. Has it been done? Oh yeah, we've come. Oh, they didn't qualify. This has been done. So sometimes it's hard for me to also keep doing that back and forth. So she does that.
Okay.
We also have our head of sales who's Faith, and she's learning on the job.
Okay.
But she's really good and she helps us go out there, get the listings, or even do sampling activations, plan wine tastings. So yeah, we are good. Of course, Ian, our brother,
Yes.
he does our marketing for Galina. So he's the one who runs all our social media pages and, just getting the wines out there. So the wines are here. He's the one who helps us now get them out there. Yeah.
Okay. So
Yeah.
everybody is involved, but then you're the two directors in the company. I mean, you're
Yeah.
part of the directors in the company.
Yes.
You're heavily operations.
Yeah.
And you're doing the overseeing role as CEO or managing director.
The founder.
The founder.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Oh, great. And I mean, that's really, really critical. I don't know how many people would comfortably say they can work with their parents
Yeah.
or their siblings.
Yeah,
so
yeah,
this
yeah,
is
yeah.
really a great success story.
Yeah.
Maybe what she didn't say is that she's the CEO.
Trying to be modest,
Humility,
but
yeah,
okay.
modesty,
Yeah.
yes.
I'm doing operations.
Get your flowers.
She's the CEO, so
Okay.
she takes care of. She's doing
doing
very well.
Oh, thank
Thank
you. And I mean,
you.
here you are getting,
Thank
this
you.
praise as well.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we started now with the importation, like you said. Have you just been focusing purely on importation? I know there's a time you actually had some retail stores as
Yeah.
well. Could you take us through perhaps that phase of the business?
Okay, an idea came that when we are importing, we actually were looking at where to place those the wines that we bring in, and I thought the first place for listing was our own shops.
Exactly.
So we opened retail shops around. There were 5 of them. One in Nanyuki,
Mombasa,
two
Thika,
in Thika and Roiro,
Roiro.
and another one in
TRM.
Yeah, so that's what we first thought about doing before we actually send them to other places.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that was the first stop. Yeah, but we've since closed a few
Okay.
because we wanted to concentrate on the import.
On the imports,
Yes,
yes.
so
And I
Yeah.
mean, the retail space is also very, very
Yeah.
saturated.
It is,
Yes,
it
there-
is,
there's
it
a lot
is.
of
There are
competition.
wines and spirits everywhere you turn. There's a
Everywhere you
shop
turn.
coming up, there's a shop coming up.
and especially after when COVID hit.
Yes.
Yeah.
You know, all those people that closed bars and restaurants,
Yeah.
they actually opened wines,
Opened wines and spirits
because they had a
shops.
lot of stocks.
Yes. I mean, and Kiambu Road itself can
Oh,
be, can be called
gosh.
the wine route.
Yes, 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 yes. Yeah, yeah, yeah. The liquor route.
It's a whole new, I mean, I used to think Westlands was the alcohol destination.
Yeah.
But Kiambu Road now
Yeah.
is a fast competitor
Yeah,
with that.
yeah.
Okay.
And also, as you said, importation is a lot of work. So we just realized, let's put all our energy in this, and we're doing well at it, I can say. It's a good business, so why don't we focus on this and now grow the importation business?
Yes.
We still have room for more products, and that's what we want to focus on right
Okay,
now.
right now.
Yeah, and listings and yeah, everything wine importation and
Everything wine importation.
and yeah, and selling.
You have how many countries? You mentioned the European market and the
Yeah.
South African market. Maybe
Yeah.
you can take us through perhaps the countries you're importing from now.
Yeah.
And why each is special to have in your portfolio.
Okay, yeah. So we have from South Africa. I feel like that's our home brand because it's Africa. Those are our brothers and sisters. We have a lot of support from WASA and yourself. So it's always good to work with people kind of close to home, family more or less. They have also very amazing wines. What I'd mention about South Africa is, of course, we've had a few challenges here and there, but we've learned along the way not to die with a brand.
Okay.
The brands come up, yes, they're doing well, we're able to sell, and then for some reason the producer is unable to keep up. And that's why we are always, where we look forward to opportunities like Cape Wine also, so that we can be able to meet other producers and see who we can work with. Yeah, so South Africa, of course, is our go-to. And then in Europe, we are importing from Spain. So we have two brands from Spain. There's Mesta and there's Marquis de la Concordia. They have really amazing wines. The Mesta brand is organic. Wow. So yeah, we're happy to work with Spain. Then we also have a very good producer from Italy called, the company is The Venom. And the CEO is Roberto. We work very well together with him. His brands are also an organic range.
Okay.
So yeah, that's basically. We're also working with. We have a cream liqueur, by the way. Aside from the wine,
Yes.
from Netherlands, it's called Country Lane, and we're in the process of actually importing salted caramel
Ah, okay.
liqueur,
From the same,
exactly, from the same company. Yeah, so I think
Country
that's the
Lane sounds
growth
like
right
an
now.
ice cream. Is there an ice cream called Country Lane?
Actually, it sounds but that thing actually, when you chill it, it's really good. It tastes like ice cream
It's just-
with
yeah,
a
'cause
bit
I'm
of
thinking-
spice.
The bit of spice.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm actually thinking what comes to mind, Country Lane is an ice cream brand, but I guess maybe it was in a book or something.
Yeah,
Anyway, yeah.
yeah.
Okay, great. So it's not
So-
just wines. So you're moving also into the liqueurs as well.
Exactly,
No
and
spirits
possibly a
yet.
gin.
A gin,
Yeah,
okay.
right now gin is the in thing, so we don't want to be left behind. We sourced a few while we're in Provine because there's also that hall for same but different, and they have all these other spirits and
Yes.
now liqueurs as well that are there. So we hope to bring in a gin, a crafted gin.
A crafted gin as
Yeah,
well. Wow,
yeah.
and we look forward to that.
Yeah.
You've been mentioning Provine a lot, so I'll
Yeah.
confess I haven't been to Provine yet. So
We'll-
you're one up on
we're
me
taking
on
we're
that.
taking you next time. Yeah. We have to go together next time.
Yes, there
Yeah.
was plans to go actually in 2020, but
Yeah.
you know
It
what
was
happened. So we
cancelled.
haven't quite come back yet.
Yeah.
But we've been to Cape Wine together, and I
Yes.
think actually that's where I met you.
Yes.
And I think as much as you go for these shows, you're also very supportive of the shows we have in the country. I know
Oh, thank
you've
you.
done all the Mombasa shows with us. You were also at the Nairobi show that was 2 weeks ago, but I
Yeah.
think you've been very supportive of the ecosystem in ensuring that you participate where you're called upon with the different brands, and of course even Ian with the marketing team covering
Yeah.
and
Yes.
giving us footage of those events as well.
Yeah.
So,
Thanks for the opportunity.
yeah. So yeah, if we can do Provine together, that would be another.
Perfect. Yeah.
Well, we can actually go to Spain.
Yeah. Of in Italy.
Of in Italy
Yeah,
as well, you know.
yeah.
Have you been there as well for that one?
No, actually, we were supposed to go in 2020 again,
Okay.
and then it got cancelled. So
Yes. So
we plan to. That's the plan.
why do you think it's important, one, to visit sort of the global shows? I know you've mentioned that sometimes that's where you actually meet your suppliers. But then other than that, the educational aspect, is it worth it? Because I mean, there's visas,
Yeah.
there's the cost of flights,
Yeah,
and the
it's
cost of travel.
expensive. Yeah.
I hope you went when the PCR at least.
Yeah,
It
we
wasn't a
just used
requirement
no,
this
yeah, we
time.
just used the
The
vaccination
vaccination,
certificate.
yes. So the
Yeah.
cost of going to a show, is it really worth it? Or even participating in a show, being an exhibitor?
Yeah, it's definitely worth it. Of course, the costs are high, but as I was telling you earlier, you'll see the rewards later. You know, like now I can tell you, this is, for me, it's the second time to go to Provine, and you can see the producers are taking us more seriously. Like now they're ready to, okay, let's do business. How can we support you? You know, because they can see if you're able to come here 2 times in, I think, a span of 4 years, then they think, okay, we can do serious business with you guys. So they're also ready to spend on you. You know, how can we help you? What marketing push can we give you? So it actually comes to help. Another thing is, you know, when you're in Kenya, you see wines, all these liquor stores we're saying, we look like we have a lot of wine, but that's like a pin, you know.
Pin drop.
Yeah,
Yeah,
like it's really, really small.
Small.
When you go out there, you're like, wow, this industry is so huge. There's so many opportunities also, you know, there's so much going on there. So there's so much to learn. They also have master classes with the best of the best. We had dinners with Tim Atkins, you know. I mean, where do you meet these guys? That's the only place to meet these guys. Yeah, yeah. And there's a lot of after events, just the way there was in Cape Wine. That's why you meet all these sommeliers, all these wine producers, wine makers, you know, world renowned. So I think it's also it's an opportunity you can't get unless you go
Unless
and
you go and
and
participate
exactly.
as well. Okay.
Yeah.
How do you find the Kenyan wine ecosystem over and above, say, you know, the mini retail stores? There's a whole group of what can I call it, importers. Some have been here since, you know, for 20 years or the like, right?
Yeah.
The companies like Qual had even been supported by the government before,
Yeah.
and have gone through their metamorphoses. People say Kenya is a beer country. People don't drink anything else other than beer.
And gin now.
You know?
Yeah.
So what do you think are some of those opportunities in this ecosystem or in the industry?
Oh, okay.
Still the same.
Other than gin. Put gin aside.
Other than gin, no, I'll just speak on wine.
Yes.
Because I think that's where maybe our experience is from and what we've seen over the years. I'd say that the market share for wine is it's still very small, but it's growing. We're not where we were even 2 years ago. You can see now even the people who used to prefer, oh, if I drink wine, I can only take sweet. Red sweet, nipatie white sweet. You know, that thing is kind of coming to an end slowly. Of course, Kenya is still a sweet market, but you can see there's a lot of improvement. There are people, let me just say, many men used to say no wine is for ladies, but
Yes.
now you're seeing men appreciating no, I want fine wine, and they're proud of it and they're happy to do that. So the space is there, and as I was saying, there's so much room for even other importers to new entrants, to come on board, because as Galina, we can't import all the wines in the world. Yeah, we go for even Cape Wine, you find there's so many exhibitors. I don't know how many there are there, but
Over 1,000 at Cape
yeah,
Wine.
yeah, imagine. So Galina can't bring all those wines. So there's an opportunity, and I feel like Kenya is ready. The market is there right now, and we're ready for, you know, wines all over, from all over the world. Yeah, so
There's
there's
actually a lot.
yeah.
There's a lot out there.
A lot of- and that still needs to be
That
brought
still
in.
needs to be brought in. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Education is of course very key.
Yes.
And I'm proud to say you're both graduates of
We're your
the
students. Yeah.
Wines and Spirits Education Trust Level 2. Thank you very much. I mean, as more people get educated, of course, we've been focusing a lot on training the actual trade.
Yeah.
But even a lot of consumers now are hungry for that knowledge
Yes.
and want to experience something new. And even those who, yes, I always love that. I only take sweet wine.
Yeah.
I take them through a tasting and
Yeah.
they come out with a favorite and
Yeah.
they will choose like the most extreme.
Yeah.
Yes, from the sweet wine. You'll hear, I love Cabernet Sauvignon.
Yeah, yeah.
and like, from
How
sweet
did
to
that
Cabernet
happen?
Sauvignon, and then or from sweet to Sauvignon Blanc. I mean, you're not even going for what I would sort of say is the progression.
Yeah.
You found something that you like because now you understand.
You understand,
You
yeah.
understand it better. Yes. The whole men and women thing, I find that so fascinating because I guess in the older category,
Yeah.
people take food with wine.
Yeah.
Yes, they do.
And I mean, there are lots of men who,
Yeah.
and I dare
find-
say it's the healthier option. Yeah, but then I know doctors may say alcohol has nothing to do with health, but generally, because you're having it with food, and
Yeah.
typically you're sharing it with someone.
Yes.
It's not the kind of mzinga.
Yeah,
you
yeah, yeah.
don't
Like,
drink on
yeah.
your own,
Yeah.
but I'm sure there's some people who have tried that as well. Yeah. If say you were starting now, if this was the time you were starting the company, would you have the same focus, or would you change anything? If this is when you are starting now.
I think we'd still now be doing the same thing
same
for sure,
thing,
100%. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I was waiting for her to
To say no.
to say
I will do this.
No,
It's
for
really
sure.
the same,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
gradual.
It's gradual,
know,
the
yeah.
lessons are great,
Yeah.
and the future looks bright
It-
because
it
now you have a
does.
strategy,
Yeah.
for going forward.
Yeah.
Yes.
And because this business is actually capital intensive,
Yes.
so you've got to do it, strategically.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
So I think we'll just do it the same way.
Same way.
Yeah.
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 And of course, there's technology now. So I
Yes.
think it will come in to help.
to come in to help
Yeah.
things a bit better.
Yeah.
I must confess, I had wanted to be an importer as well.
Really?
Yes, but
Wow.
then I think within the first 6 months
Yeah.
of trying,
Yeah.
just on the license,
Yeah. Oh gosh, it's tough.
I hadn't
it
even
is.
gotten to testing,
Yeah.
taxes to bring in, just the licensing for registration.
Yeah.
I was already like, I'm already great.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, and coming back even to the capital intensiveness, I mean, that could also be a barrier to entry for people.
Actually,
It
a big
is.
one.
Yeah.
It is.
I can't imagine having stock lying around
Yeah.
worth millions.
Yeah.
And then no alcohol is being sold in Kenya.
Exactly.
I mean, that is premium tears.
Yeah, premium
material.
tiers. Premium tiers. Sometimes you look at this bottle, you're like, okay, this times the whole warehouse.
You know.
Yeah.
If you're to liquidate this, you know, you have money. But right now you don't have. You're
don't
not
have
liquid.
money.
Yeah. You
And
just
then-
look at the stock and, you know, hope for the best.
Hope for the best and
Yeah.
hoping that, of course, one, safety and security
Yes.
Exactly.
is stolen.
Yeah.
Yes. Or breakages.
Yeah.
Oh my.
Yeah.
I say wine importers are some of the most resilient people. And if you don't all
Patient.
suffer from high blood pressure, then you're really healthy.
Oh, yeah. You have to be very patient, especially the whole importation process. One of our biggest challenges is how long it takes. Like right now, I can say a few months ago, you can wait for up to 6 months
6-7 months.
from when you order to when you have your drink here with you.
way.
Yeah. You can wait that long.
That's 6
And-
to 7 months is the whole year.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's some that
So
have taken 1 year.
yeah. There's one
months.
product that's taken almost 1 year. It's
1
just
to
crazy.
10 months.
There's so many barriers.
So the shipping,
There's so many barriers.
the testing.
So the biggest
KRA.
issue, the biggest issue, of course, is inspection at source. And I'm kind of happy they've changed it now. The inspection is being done locally. But now we'll wait and see whether that actually helps. Because the inspection there's a lot of back and forth. They're told, oh, there's a new regulation in Kenya, so your wines have to have this. And that time they were already ready with the previous regulations. Okay, they come and do that. Then you're told, okay, no, then you have to do this. So they're not told everything at once. For them, it's very frustrating because they're not used to how Kenyans do business. You know, them, they're used to having things done in 5 days. The drink is out. It's gone to America or wherever other country in Europe. So it's very hard for them to hear that, oh, we need 6 months before this product comes to Kenya. Don't forget, we're paying in advance, right? So those 6 months, your money is there. You're paying everything
have paid it
upfront.
already.
Yeah, but at least now with time, they've also gotten a lot of confidence in our business and we're able to negotiate better terms. Now they understand. So for some products, we're actually able to pay for them when they get
they
here.
get here.
Yeah.
Because again, even here with your people you supply to,
Yeah.
payment times are on average 60 days. not
Exactly.
even 30
Yeah,
days.
like 60 days.
So you're a bank.
If you're lucky.
You're a bank for both.
Yeah, both sides. Both sides, yeah. Yeah.
And you're sitting here smiling. I salute you. I salute you. What would you say does the future hold for you? 10 years from now, where will Galina be? I know you'll still be fashionable.
Yeah. Yeah.
I know you'll still be fashionable. Yes. What else?
Yeah,
Where do you see yourselves?
Well, our business is still growing and we're still energetic to push the business to, other bigger levels. So, of course, 10 years from now, I see us with a portfolio from, all over the world.
Wow.
We hope to have wines. We're actually in communication with a producer from Chile as well. So we want to have from California, Chile, from France. We're still also in the process of listing French wine. We haven't tapped into that market as well. And hopefully we can even be at ProVine as exhibitors, know. We have our stand and we're representing 1, 2, 3, 4. So that's where we see ourselves. We're also launching a Galina wine cellar, by the way.
Oh, nice.
Yeah,
A tasting-
6th of July. So we'll have that as a tasting room. We'll have a place to display and showcase all the wines that we have. And hopefully other wines, because we're also gifted a lot of wines, from
Okay.
our producers. They'll be like, oh, we saw this wine somewhere and we thought you'd like it. So we can have that there. Different vintages of wines that we're gifted. We'll be able to display there as well. And probably, have tastings, just have guys also learn a lot about wines from that place.
You'll be teaching WSET as well. Okay.
Amen.
6th July.
Yeah.
Are you going to give us the location?
Yes, we'll give the location when we're giving the invite. So,
Oh, okay,
yeah.
okay. So we just watch out for that.
Yeah.
Great. I'm
Yeah.
glad to hear that there's something coming.
Yeah.
And it's exciting that indeed one women-run business,
Yeah.
family business, and of course, you being such icons in the space that you operate in. I'm so grateful for this time that you've given us today, and I wish you all the very best
Thank
in your
you
business.
so much.
I know we'll have fun at Cape Wine together.
Oh,
in
yeah. We're
October.
looking forward. We're looking
Yeah.
forward.
So we'll be back for the stories of post Cape Wine. What
Yes,
did we do?
yes. Yeah, looking forward. Thank you.
There you have it, Galina Kenya, run by Jane and Judy Ngene. You make sure you sample some of their products. Thank you and see you next time.
Bye.